we really push people to get cows bred early. We want them to calve in that first, window. We don't want to calve all year round. So if we can get cows bred back sooner, younger, that's a big deal. People are buying into that. That takes a good trace mineral program. We've got a product, this ProFusion we'll talk about later. Great for receiving cattle, weaning cattle, some reproduction topics as well. But, all these things really go hand in hand right now. And like you said, people are really, wanting to do something better all the time because they're getting paid for it now.
And I don't think a lot of people understand how important a good trace mineral program is to your breed back.
When you think about microminerals, think about it like a microchip in a vehicle. We really saw that during COVID. These brand new vehicles sent on the lot or an assembly line, they needed that microchip to really get to going, right? If you don't have a good microchip, things like your anti-lock brake system, your power steering,
seat warmer,
fuel injection, maybe your seat warmer. Yeah, got to have that before too long. These things don't work efficiently, right? So we have to feed, good quality trace minerals into them as much as we can.
That's a head-on. We live it. The LiveAg Podcast. Quality cattle deserve premium prices. Consign to a LiveAg video auction and capitalize on today's strong market demand. Our upcoming auctions are on your screen and available online at live-ag.com. Contact your local rep to get started. Now, here are your hosts, deCordova and Casey Mabry.
Welcome back, everybody, to the We Live It podcast. Myself, Casey Mabry, and deCordova here. Today, we've got a special guest with us from ZenPro, Bryson Williams. Bryson, welcome on, and excited to get to know a little bit about your guys' business.
Hey, thanks for having me. A lot of fun interacting with y'all today at the sale, and thanks for lunch. Heck of a barbecue there at Cooper's.
You bet.
And looks like y'all are getting along really well this year. Been excited to watch y'all.
You talking about my body condition?
Yes, we're talking about.
Yeah, Cooper's is working really well.
So, Bryson, as we get in here, just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of your family background, where you come from, where you live, married, kiddos, and all that. Let's kind of learn a little bit about you. Then we'll kind of dive into what we do in the industry and all that.
Yeah, you bet. Just a typical redneck kind of guy. Grew up on a farm. We had sheep and cattle and goats. Stock show family. Went up and down the road showing pigs and some cattle as well. We took care of some cattle growing up on wheat pasture, background had a lot of cattle. After high school, through 4-H and FFA, I liked livestock judging, went to Connor State College there in Warner, Oklahoma. After that, went to Texas Tech University and was a member of the livestock judging team there. This coming Monday.
I knew this guy. I mean, I knew I'd like this guy, right? Good old red.
Yeah, perfect timing. This next Monday, we have our 10-year reunion at Louisville for winning the national championship in 2015. So a lot of fun to be a Red Raider right now. Football, livestock judging, and of course, great podcast host as well.
So, yeah, no, that's awesome. Are you from around Lubbock, though, right?
Yes, just north of Lubbock is where I grew up, a town called Olton. Now we live in Waxahachie, just southeast of Dallas.
Spell that for me.
Waxahachie. Yeah, we've been there about 2 months. I'd like to circle back on that one. My wife, she works for the State Fair of Texas. Her name's Emily. We've got a 4-year-old daughter named Harper, and then another girl on the way in January.
January. So your wife is an Aggie, right?
She is, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
most
you
of
got a
my
house
in-laws
divided,
are Aggies, yeah. So usually the black sheep when we're rolling on Saturdays. So
Yeah, well, I mean, previous to now, you probably didn't have much to be excited about.
we watched the most amount of Tech football this year that we have probably in the last 5-6 years total.
Yeah, no, it's kind of fun to see those guys back, winning some games again.
Yeah, fingers crossed we keep on progressing. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So, tell us a little bit about you growing up. You guys raised some cattle, some commercial cattle.
Yep.
Were you raising some show cattle too?
No, not at that time. Now we've started to put together some cows, bought some embryos from some people and try to maybe raise a couple of steers for our kids to show one day. Mainly growing up, we just took care of wheat pasture cattle. But we did have some commercial cows here and there, but nothing to brag on.
Yeah.
Just grew up kind of doing a little bit of everything.
So you showed goats and pigs? Is that what mostly it was? Or
I showed pigs and then a couple of steers. So whenever I was a junior and senior, but we were a big pig family. That's what we like doing.
So what county is Olton? Is that?
Olton would be in Lamb County. Littlefield's the county seat. So just west of Plainview, about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. My geography was getting all jacked up. I spent probably 2 or 3 years in Plainview.
Oh, really?
Whenever I worked for Cargill
Yes.
at that plant there. And I was like, kind of getting messed up on the little towns around there.
There's a lot of little towns around there.
Yeah, right in between Lubbock and Amarillo is where that part of the world is.
Yeah, so there's plenty of cattle feeding in that area, and so you got exposed to that stuff growing up. That's cool. So that's a pretty neat little mix and blend to have the 4-H and FFA side of it. I didn't really have the commercial aspect of it whenever I was growing up, so that's cool. So you had pretty much a pretty decent background on all that stuff growing up.
Yeah, processing cattle, doctoring cattle on wheat pasture. Those were long days, losing cattle on the hot wire fence on the highway, putting cattle up all the time and turning stuff out. But really hated it growing up. Looking back now, I'm glad we did it.
Well, the best part
Those
about
were
it
long days.
is it ties into what you do now. I mean, so you can go out and with working for ZenPro, you can go out and talk to these guys and you've been there. You've done it. You've lived it. You've rode wheat cattle. You've been in the feed yard. You've done it also. When you go out there, that's got to carry a little weight. You're just not a normal salesman just popping in there just trying to sell them something. You understand where they're at, what they're doing. You understand their heartaches, and that means something when you're coming to sell stuff to me.
Oh, it's not just because you have an animal science degree.
Yeah, just because you got a college education, you've actually got the other education as well. So that's gotta help with your position at ZenPro.
Absolutely, I think it goes hand in hand. I think the worst thing that you can do, especially in my position as an account manager, is actually try to sell somebody something. Right? Anytime you can help somebody, maybe fix an issue that they're experiencing, maybe that you've been a part of before as well, it really goes a long ways. Yeah,
it's like we talk a lot about, our customer base. If we can just help them get profitable on, even if we're not the one selling their cattle, if they call us and they got a short load or something, we give them the right advice and they go down the road and it betters them. Well, they're more likely to come back to start asking us more questions. And then when they grow into it, if they grow into something needing your product, you've given them the right advice later on something that you had nothing to do with. And now here you are, you can build that into their program.
You've got to be a good partner, whatever that looks like.
Everybody's got competitor products.
Yes.
You and I talked about that a little bit at lunch. It's like, I mean, you guys have a competitor, Blue Reef has competitors, you guys do too. So your value proposition is that it's really the relationship and what you're bringing a relationship to those people and, and all those different things, whether that's, they like you from a personal level or there's some value added stuff, knowledge or things like that you guys can bring in complementary to that.
Absolutely.
And then we get into the industry where we become friends with people within the industry and different aspects of the industry. So like, okay, I want to do business with him because I know him. I mean, we've done things together. Also, I'm gonna buy some products from him, or I'm gonna do. Yes. I mean, it's just all over.
Yeah, you can trust him. Yeah, if I was gonna send somebody to Utah, as I was talking to a customer on a little bit ago, he's got a place up in the Northeast, and I mean, when I was sitting there watching the sale today, some of the cattle that were selling in the East, Ohio and Pennsylvania, those cattle, he's got a feed yard out there, and I'm like, man, we need to probably connect on that, from that level. So, and then it's a big trust side of things, but.
Thinking about buying cattle or expanding your herd? You need a financial partner who understands the cattle business. Ag Texas Farm Credit offers flexible loans for pasture, rangeland, and operating expenses. Their local lenders understand agriculture because they live it too. As a cooperative, their borrowers share in the success through patronage dividends. Whether you're buying your first set of cattle or growing a legacy operation, Ag Texas is your partner every step of the way. Visit agtexas.com to learn more and get started today.
What are you guys working on at ZenPro? What's been kind of the big topics lately?
Just following this cattle market in my area more than anything. I do cover most of Texas and all of Oklahoma. I work a lot with feed manufacturers, feedlots, some grow yards, people that have lots of cows as well. Really, it's been a fun ride the last year. Seen a lot of changes. Been a lot of fun to partner with some people. At this time, it seems like more than ever, these producers are being rewarded for the efforts they put in, whether it's a good mineral program, good vaccination program. We're finally getting the premiums for those guys that they deserve, that are doing it right. So it's been a lot of fun to work with those feed companies, pushing good products and producers on the receiving side of it as well. So
that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about that. Whenever cattle are cheap, the value spread on things, having the right nutrition and the condition, all that stuff on the cattle is probably not as big of a deal. And then when they start to where the calves are worth $2,500, $2,600 a head, and somebody's spending that much money on
if it ain't right, and
a lot of things we've been talking about the last several years are really coming together now. We really push people to get cows bred early. We want them to calve in that first window. We don't want to calve all year round. So if we can get cows bred back sooner, younger, that's a big deal. People are buying into that. That takes a good trace mineral program. We've got a product, this ProFusion we'll talk about later, great for receiving cattle, weaning cattle, some reproduction topics as well. But, all these things really go hand in hand right now. And like you said, people are really, wanting to do something better all the time because they're getting paid for it now.
Looking to buy or sell farm equipment and ranch equipment? Join us for the LiveAg Equipment Auction December 16th, featuring quality machinery and trusted sellers from across the country, all in one place. Browse listings, bid online, or make an offer without ever leaving your home. Save time, save travel, and find the tools your operation needs with confidence. Have equipment sitting idle? Consign by December 8th to be part of this nationwide sale. Call Justin Stelzer today at 817-533-6699, then press 3, or visit live-ag.com to get started.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, if you didn't have a cow that bred back from a percentage standpoint, 5% now is $150 a head across your whole cow herd versus where it would have been not much of that beforehand. So, I mean, there's definitely a big, I wasn't even thinking about it until we started talking about it here.
And I don't think a lot of people understand how important a good trace mineral program is to your breed back, to your cows hitting in that first cycle, breeding back in that first cycle. That mineral, that trace minerals that they get is a key deal. I mean, if you don't have that, you'll stretch them out. I mean, you can see it. I never understood it neither until I dabbled in selling some of it a little bit, and we sold some mineral to some guys there at with some Bremer cows, and it was a breed back mineral, and we tightened their window up, and we raised their percentage up 15-20% just by putting them on a really good mineral package and put them on some stuff. I mean, you're friends with Alan Lee and them guys over there, and I'm sure y'all do some stuff together with VitaFerm and them guys, but them products make a difference, big difference. So what all do y'all offer? I mean, what all products do you have? I mean,
yeah. So just to tell you a little bit about ZenPro and kind of where we're founded, we've been around for about 54 years. We're headquartered in Minnesota. We do operate in about 70 countries worldwide. Proud to say that we're still a family-owned business, but we do have quite a bit of reach, again, globally. We focus on multiple species. I know we're here to talk about beef cattle today, but we got a big presence in the dairy market, aquaculture, poultry, wildlife, equine. Our big mover is zinc, right? That's kind of the queen mineral for us is zinc. We offer trace minerals, micro minerals, so zinc, manganese, copper, and cobalt. Most of the time when you think about minerals, you're probably thinking about macro minerals or minerals that take up a larger portion of the diet, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium. But we focus on these micro trace minerals that, again, we think make a very major impact on animals' performance. When you think about micro minerals, think about it like a microchip in a vehicle. We really saw that during COVID. These brand new vehicles sent on the lot or an assembly line, they needed that microchip to really get to going, right? If you don't have a good microchip, things like your anti-lock brake system, your power steering,
Seat warmer,
fuel injection, maybe your seat warmer. Yeah, I got to have that before too long. These things don't work efficiently, right? So we have to feed, good quality trace minerals into them as much as we can.
Yeah, that makes a total amount of sense. And I mean, the cattle can't talk to you, you know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you got all that stuff in there. That totally makes sense. How do you guys interact with like these producers?
Yeah, so most of the time, you don't buy directly from ZenPro. We're more of an educator, right? When we're talking about consumption, most of the time it'd come from a feed company or a distributor that might sell to a dairy or a feedlot. But we work with all major feed companies across the country and most of them across the globe as well. AHI and MWI are big micro partners on the feedlot side and dairy as well. But yeah, we've got great working relationships with several feed companies across the country. And most people are really feeding ZenPro and don't even know it. We're, a large share of the trace mineral business in the U.S. And really from a research standpoint, we're proud to say that we have almost 400 peer-reviewed research studies that have gone over worldwide from all species as well. So we really hang our hat on trust and science as well. Like I mentioned, a lot of competitor products, really where we differentiate ourselves without getting into the organic chemistry too much. When we talk about these metals like zinc, manganese, copper, and cobalt, we're bound to an amino acid. So your body recognizes an amino acid and it goes straight to the cell. We want to get to the cellular level. A lot of these trace minerals that you might feed or feed your animals, sulfates, oxides, things like that, proteinates, most of the time they just settle in the gut. We want to get to the cellular level, so when we attach to amino acid, again, your body recognizes that when consumed, and it gets to the areas of focus, muscle tissues, reproductive tissues, hair, hoof. These are the areas we really want to focus on. And we've got a molecule that we know is the best. We've really been the pioneer in organic performance trace minerals for, again, almost 50 years now, a little over 50 years.
Very cool stuff, ain't it?
Yeah, he talked
way
about
way above my head.
And again, I'm not an organic chemist by any means. We're really fortunate to have what we believe is the best team in the country. We've got actual medicinal chemists that work in our lab in Minnesota, and they're brilliant. I mean, talk over my head, but they can really break down these molecules. And again, just from a medicinal standpoint, we do have a human line of products as well. Our Performins, and they feature some really neat stuff and really make a big difference on some human lives as well.
So y'all pretty much your product is pretty much delivered through like a feed manufacturer, somebody like that. So they put it in a feed blend or a mineral
Correct.
company like Vitaferm. Them guys, they'll put your stuff in their Vitaferm minerals. And
we make up a percentage of their diet
and their Duraferm and all their different products. But that's pretty neat how y'all you target the bigger guys and then they feed it for you. It's pretty. I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you're selling into the nutritionists when you go to the feed yards, and it's going through their micro machines and things like that. You go to the secondary level. Let's call it that next level down would be the preconditioners, and they're going through the LNCs and guys like that that are feed delivery companies. So then, and that's in their vitamin mineral pack, et cetera. So let's say I'm a cow-calf guy. I got 500 to 1,000 cows. What's the easiest way to get your product into them?
The easiest way to get ZenPro product, if just a cow-calf producer's using it, typically go to a major feed company and ask for a product that features Avela4 or ProPath or something like that. And we have a kind of a program we've worked on for a couple of years now. It's our ZenPro Verified program. And what that does is it confirms that those feed companies are using our recommended feed rate to get that research-backed level of Avela4 in this case, like you mentioned. We want 7 grams per head per day to get that maximum performance, that research value, if you will. And if you see that ZenPro Verified logo on a feed bag, on a tag or a bag or some literature, that's probably what you should be hovering around. There's several feed companies that, again, might have just an Avela4 type product or a ProPath. And again, those are our different blends of our products, Avela, ZenPro, and our ProPath line. So,
like, if I wanted to learn about this stuff, because I'm like super intrigued about it. I mean, like, again, whenever it comes to the show side of it for my family, I'm gonna pick your brain, obviously. But if somebody doesn't have a resource like you to go to directly, or they can, like, what's the easiest way to get information on it? Is there a website? Is there a YouTube channel? Where if I want to go learn and take what you said a minute ago, that was all that extremely deep stuff, and then take it to the surface and kind of understand it. What's the easiest way to do that?
Yeah, so we do have a really good website, just zinpro.com, really easy to follow. On that particular page, there's some links that talk about our products individually, maybe how they're used and things like that. And then somewhere on that website, there's a link that would go to our verified partners, and through there, you can learn about more specific products that we're featured in. If you just want to learn about zinc or manganese or copper or cobalt, we've got some resources on there as well, and I'd be glad to share some information with you. But yeah, it is fascinating. Again, just the zinc specifically, such a major mineral that we overlook a lot of times.
Oh, I think from a human standpoint too, I know my wife's big on making sure that, like, she's better about it than I am. When the girls get sick or and they're trying to take care of it, I mean, she's going and grabbing zinc. And
right.
I think it's something that's super important.
Yeah, from a reproduction standpoint, from an immunity standpoint, and then just growth. I mean, we see major benefits across all species.
Y'all also got a product that's for the stress. Is that correct, for weaning cattle and stuff?
We have
like
a product called ProFusion. We'll kind of talk just a little backstory on this. The reason this product positions so well in the market, and I think it fits with a lot of your customers as well. This is an awesome product that I think is overlooked sometimes. When we're vaccinating, weaning, any kind of stress-related event that happens to a beef animal, we really deplete that bank of trace minerals. And through that, that's when we get sick cattle or cattle that go off feed or things like that, those heavy areas of stress. We've got a product called ProFusion, elevated levels of zinc, manganese, copper, and cobalt, and then some added levels of selenium and vitamin E. This is a drench. You can get it in two fashions, the drench or the paste. The drench would be more used chute side, large quantities of animals, maybe, at a feedlot or a back grinding yard. When you're processing a lot of cattle, this product stays chute side, and you drench those animals when they come in. We've seen just tremendous results through that product. Way less repulls, 20% reduction in BRD, just big deals that make a big impact on these producers when they're making such a big investment on their animals, right? No prescription, it's just a great product. It really is overlooked a lot of times, and really impressive. We've come out with a new application in the last few months. It's a paste. This paste is targeted really, for cowboys in the wheat pasture. Maybe you're on a four-wheeler or on a horse and don't need a big gallon tub of the drench. You've got this tube that goes in a caulk gun, and you use a smaller amount of it as well. So two really good products. And again, we just want to restore that bank of trace minerals and micronutrients that, again, keep those cattle healthy, get them back on feed, and reduce some labor cost as well. We don't want to keep having to pull cattle over and over again. It's an ancillary treatment. You'll use it in combination with your microbial vaccinations that you're already using. We don't want to replace anything, right? But we can strengthen that immune system again. We get a couple days worth of trace minerals in those cattle within about 48 hours of response time. So really, really cool product.
No, it makes total sense.
Probably something to use when we're headed to shows.
Oh, I mean, I'm very, very selfish when it comes to that. So that's what I'm thinking.
We're probably going to have to talk about getting a case of that.
And so that's on the feedlot side. We've also seen some pretty impressive reproductive benefits as well. We did a large study out west with about 1,600 head of cows, split them in two. And on that half of the group that used ProFusion at the time of seeder placement, we saw a 9% increase in reproduction as well. So really cool product that we're continuing to learn more and more about all the time. So
pretty good up there.
Oh man, I mean, like reproduction now, I mean, it's probably got more value than it ever has. I mean, like I was talking about that from a percentage standpoint. Whether you're a commercial guy, purebred guy, whatever you are, I mean, like we were talking to Margo earlier about these bulls. I mean, if you're if you're somebody that's doing a whole bunch of embryo transfer type stuff, and conception's so important on that. And when these bulls are bringing $12,000 average of these bull sales,
you can't afford to have open cows.
No,
we need to do all we can to get those cows bred and get them bred early. That's really a silver bullet in beef production, is getting your cows bred early, right? And we want to wean a large group off at once. We don't want to be weaning calves for 3-4 months.
Exactly.
Right? Nobody's weaning 1-2 calves at a time. We're bringing in the whole group. So anytime we can get cows bred early in that first cycle, really big deal. And we've got just super impressive data that talks about the benefits of trace minerals helping with that.
No, I think that's awesome.
Anything else you want to kind of cover as far as as far as your products and anything like that?
Not specifically products. I just want to say, just from a cow-calf standpoint, we're really at a time that these producers are being rewarded for their efforts, finally.
Mm-hmm.
I think that all aspects of beef production are important. Producers, people that feed cattle, or people that kill cattle as well. But this point in the game, it's really exciting to see these producers finally be rewarded for doing the right thing, using a good trace mineral pack, good vaccination program as well. I know we've got a lot of people looking out on the outside, wondering why the beef prices are high, whether it be, a closed border, tariffs, or, speculation and clickbait, other things that may be political. But one thing that I follow closely on Cattle Facts is this beef demand, the U.S. beef demand, and it's through the roof, right? And so we can't give enough praise for these beef producers that are finally, being acknowledged for this beautiful product they're making, which is a great, great beef product.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we continuously improve it. I mean, obviously, your background had gotten you there, and you're taking the knowledge that you had gained through school and all that stuff and kind of taking it on beyond. And it's no different than what you guys do. It's adding value across the supply chain. And I think a lot of the products you guys have, and it's a testament to your business being around for as long as you have, 54 years. definitely providing value to people and continuing to educate and do that. And I think it's super important. I know a lot of times people probably look at it and go, it's not necessarily a sales pitch, right? It's going like we started this thing there's products out there that do benefit, and time again, they definitely show that. To your point, the cattle market's high. We don't know what the market's going to do long term. You don't know what it's going to do long term, but if people focus within their business and their operation and continuously try to improve and make things better and make cattle better and make their business move forward, long term, they're going to be there forever, right? So
a big thing that we talk about is generational nutrition, right? We want lifetime performance. We want to program those calves while they're in gestation, while those cows are bred. We don't want to skimp on a mineral program. There for a while, we had a big push. A lot of feed manufacturers did, maybe 30, 45 days pre-breeding. We wanted to put a good mineral out, get those cows bred, maybe forget about them for a while. And then once they get a little closer to calving, put that mineral back out. Again, we've seen just tremendous data that talks about, how we can affect those cows and set those calves up for lifetime performance if they're fed a good mineral program while they're in gestation. We think about, the human female, what's the first thing they're told when they get pregnant, right? We want to get on prenatal vitamins, and we want to stay on prenatal vitamins all the way through. So many cool things are done while those calves are in utero, lung development, bone development, anything, that really sets them up for success long-term. And again, we really need to play, a vital role in that while they're in gestation. Do all we can to not starve a profit out of those cows while they're bred and set those calves up for long-term success when they hit the ground running as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. You think about it, and there's some people that genetically, there's genetics and then there's environment. And
yeah,
there's probably a reason why I'm 5'8".
Genetics.
And environment probably.
I
was born in 1980. I don't think people were worried about prenatal vitamins in 1979.
Not as much, right?
They were sitting at the kitchen table smoking a cigarette, drinking a cup of coffee.
For sure.
Figured out what they were going to call you.
Well, this is a funny story.
On the racetrack.
Yeah, so I was talking about, so I grew up in South Louisiana, and we were talking about when we were kids, we would drink this stuff called coffee milk. And that's just like being from South Louisiana, people would drink coffee milk. And when I look back, it was probably 50% coffee, 30% milk, and 20% sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're like 8 years old. You're like, hey, Grandma, can I have some coffee milk? And, they're like, yeah, here you go. I would never in a million years give that to my kid. Right. So.
Yeah, not now. We've learned so much about nutrition and, where things are at. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Well,
the good thing to think about as well, when that calf's born, their mineral status is really depleted. Whatever they're programmed for in that last, 30, 45 days, that's what they have when they're born. Milk is not a great transfer of mineral or anything like that. Colostrum is, but, the first few days, first 30, 45 days that calf is on the ground, whatever mineral status they had while they were in utero is what they have for the first, little bit of their life. So we got to set them up early until they get eating feed or something like that where they can get some mineral. We got to set them up early.
Hey, Bryson, if somebody's looking for this product, where's the easiest place to find it?
Yeah, so the ProFusion drench, you can buy from AHI, MWI, or VSI, or any dealership or branch that might fall underneath one of those as well. And if you're an online shopper, you can buy from Valley Vet online as well.
I think that's awesome, man. And Bryson, I appreciate you getting on here today. And Ty, as always, it's fun.
Yeah, man.
And so I appreciate everybody joining us here today for the We Live It podcast. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff or getting on here and joining us, and again, all this is always to be educational for people, reach out to Katie, and we live it.